Hello and welcome back to your mat. Today we're going to do a really short flow that's going to build up on itself. So we'll get started right away. No props are needed, just you and your mat. And we'll start with a quote by Tony Robbins. The only impossible journey is the one you never begin. So I will promise you this journey we're going to go through on this for this practice is not impossible, but it's a great quote. So we're going to start seated on our heels. Go ahead and get nice and tall here. And all we're going to do is we're going to come up on our knees, come up out of our hips, and we're going to rise the left arm up as we go. So we're going to come on up on our knees, rise that left arm up. Right hand is going to go anywhere behind you. It could be on the small of your back or it can be on your leg. And you're going to look over to your right here. Return back down to your heels. And now the other side. So rise up on your knees, right arm up, left arm behind you. Look over to the left. Back down. Right, left arm up, look over to the right. Exhale and come down. Right arm up, look over to the left. Let's do another round on each side. Rise up, left arm up, look over to the right. Come back down to your heels. Rise that right arm up, look over to your left. From here, go ahead and sit back on your heels, and we're going to come and stand to the top of our mat. So for a little bit more warm up here, we're going to do a couple of half sun salutations. So if you know what those are, go ahead and we'll get started. Otherwise, I'll walk you through it. Come into your mountain pose. My feet are about hip distance apart. Inhale and rise your hands up overhead. Exhale, you can have a bend in your knees and forward fold. You can grab the back of your legs. If your hands reach the ground, you can put them on the ground. I like the calves today, so I'm going to grab my calves today instead of having my hands down. Then we're going to inhale and halfway lift out. So I'm having this be a prop-free class, so you can just put your hands on your shins. If your hands reach the floor, that's fine too. We're going for 2 straightish legs here, looking out in front of you. Exhale and fold back in. Inhale, rise all the way back up. And return your hands back down to your sides. We'll do 2 more rounds of that for a nice little warm-up here. So inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Bend in your knees or not. Inhale, halfway that lift, look out. Exhale, fold in again. Inhale, rise all the way back up, bring your hands up overhead, returning your hands to your sides. And once more, inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, halfway lift, look out. Exhale, fold in again. Inhale, rise all the way back up. Return your hands to your sides. So now we'll start that flow. So we're going to just step back with our right leg and come into Warrior One. So Warrior One is our hips are going to face the front of our mat. So we're going to face the front of our mat. My back right foot is at about a 45-degree angle here. And then my left leg is deeply bent. And rise your arms up overhead into your Warrior One. And then from here, go ahead and step forward on your mat. And then from there, we're going to just step back again. We're going to add on now. So go ahead and step back into your Warrior One. Again, on the same side, we're going to go through the one side first. So go ahead and bring that right leg back again into your Warrior One. Rise your hands up overhead. And then go ahead and plant your hands and step back into a downward facing dog. We're going to stay here for a couple breaths. So this first round for each pose, we're going to stay for a little bit longer, just to breathe into it. So a couple of rounds of breath. You can put out your legs here. Knees bent or 2 straight legs. One more inhale. Exhale. And then go ahead and walk. Come back to the front of your mat. Go ahead and fold forward here. Exhale and all that go. And then inhale and rise your arms up overhead and come back to standing here. So now we're going to add on to that yet again. So from here, go ahead and step back with your right leg. Stay on the right leg so far. Right leg back into your Warrior One. Inhale, rise your arms up overhead. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stay for an extra breath. Step your right foot forward. Drop that back knee down and come into a low lunge here. So you can untuck those back toes if you like. We're really going to sink forward here. And then go ahead and step forward on the top of your mat. And we're just going to rise ourselves all the way back up and return to center. And then we're going to add on one more pose to that flow, staying on the right side. So go ahead and step back into your warrior one pose. Arms rise up overhead. Exhale, come into downward facing dog. Stay for an extra breath. Go ahead and step that right foot forward. Drop that back knee down. Untuck those back toes. Look out in front of you. Really come forward here. And then you're gonna have your left hand down. We're gonna go ahead and tuck those back toes. Rise that left knee off the ground. And now we're gonna come into a twist. So we're gonna bring that right arm up overhead. And now we're twisting to the right. Stay here for a couple of breaths. And then go ahead and release your hands down and step back up to the top of your mat. Go ahead and fold forward here and let all of that go. You can shake, sway side to side here if you'd like. Shake your head. And then go ahead and inhale and come all the way back up, bringing your arms back down to your sides. So we're going to do that same flow on the other side, but we're going to add on each piece. So go ahead and step your left foot back now, coming into your warrior one. So this is the first time, so we're going to stay in this for a couple breaths here. Rise your arms up overhead. You can also, alternatively, if you'd like, to open your shoulders up a bit, you could clasp your hands behind your back. You could grab your elbows or forearms. So you can have a different arm variation here if you'd like. Take another inhale. And then exhale and step up to the top of your mat. And now we're going to add on just like we did on the other side. But now you know where we're going. So go ahead and step back into your warrior one. Yet again, left leg back. Right leg is nice and straight here. Square, hips are squared toward the front of your mat. Pick your arm variation. Take an inhale there. And then exhale, we're going to come into downward facing dog. So plant your hands, step your right foot back to meet your left for a nice down dog here. Stay for a couple breaths here. Breathing into it. Again, you could pedal your legs out if you like. Bent knees or two straight legs. Inhale. Exhale. And on the inhale, go ahead and walk forward on your mat, allowing yourself to fold forward here. Just kind of dangle there. And then go ahead and rise yourself all the way back up, hands down to your sides. And we'll continue to add on. So go ahead and step back into your warrior one, left leg back, arm variation of your choice. Exhale, plant your hands, downward facing dog. Stay for an extra breath here. Step the left foot forward, drop that right knee, untuck those back toes, really sink in deep here and look forward. And then go ahead and step up on the top of your mat here. And then go ahead and rise yourself all the way back up, hands by your sides. Okay, and we're going to add on to that once more here. So again, left foot back, warrior one. Whatever arm variation works for you today. And then exhale, step back into your downward facing dog. Stay for another breath. Go ahead and step that left foot forward. Drop that back right knee, untuck those back toes. Really sink in here, looking forward. And then plant that right hand, tuck those back right toes, lift that right knee off of the ground, and now bring that left arm up overhead and twist to the left here. And I'm looking up at my hand. So get a nice twist here. Stay for a couple breaths here. And then go ahead and step forward on your mat and then just dangle. Let all of that go. So again, you can shake your head yes or no. You can sway your body back and forth. Whatever you need to do here to release all of that. And then inhale and come all the way back up. Arms back down to your sides. And then from here, we're going to come down to the seat. So that was a kind of a short little flow there. But it's a nice little adding on to it as we go. And we're just going to do a quick little short cool down here. So we're going to come on to our backs and plant your feet And go ahead and come into a bridge pose. So this can be a small bridge for you if you like. You can come up higher if you like. You can sneak those shoulder blades underneath of you to really open up the chest. We're just going to let all of that go. Another breath. And then exhale and bring your hips back down to the ground. Hug both of your knees into your chest. And then go ahead and just send that left leg out and long on the mat, keeping that right knee hugged into your chest. And we're just going to do a simple supine twist over to the left. So bring that right leg across your body, right arm out to the right. This right knee may or may not come to the ground, and that's okay. We're not going for that. We're trying to keep the right shoulder down versus trying to get the right knee down. Inhale, bring all of that back up together. Go ahead and hug those knees in once more. Now shoot that right leg out long on the mat, straight on the mat here. Really hug in that left knee into your chest. And then we're going to bring that across the body to the right here. Bring our left arm out. So your left leg is over here now into this twist. But you're trying to keep that left shoulder down. It's not as much about whether the left knee comes down. It's about keeping the left shoulder grounded as best you can. And I'm looking over to the left, so the opposite way that my leg is going. And then go ahead and bring everything back in. Go ahead and give it a nice hug. And we're going to take a moment here, stretch everything out. Go ahead and release everything in the mat and come into your version of Savasana, whether that's lying on your back, lying on your side, or lying on your stomach. Pick your variation. Let everything go into the mat. I'll walk you through it. So go ahead and stay there. Let everything go. We're going to stay here for about a minute or so, and we've got plenty of time. So you're not up against a time frame. You got plenty of time. You'll have time to do what you need to do once this is over. So just give yourself a few quiet moments here, breathing in, breathing out at your own pace, and letting your body go into the mat completely. Oftentimes we want to skip this pose, but this is Shavasana, in my opinion, and a lot of people believe this too, that it's one of the most important poses in yoga because it helps bring everything from the practice in and allows you to really take that into yourself. So stay here for just another minute or so. Breathing, noticing. Eyes closed is a great way to do this. And if you'd like to stay there for longer, please ignore my cues and go ahead and stay. Otherwise, I want you to hug your knees into your chest. Roll over to one side if you're on your back. Bring yourself back up carefully with your hands. And come back and join me in a nice seat here, whatever works for you. Thank you for joining me for this short flow, but it was a great way to move our body in a short amount of time. So again, you don't need a lot of time to do something great for your body. So do something good for yourself every day if you can, whether it's 5 minutes, 15, or an hour. Take time to take care of yourself. Thank you.